There we go. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about something that I do not want to talk about. I don't want to talk about this. I hate talking about this. But we have to, because this is something very important and that I think is going to help a lot of you. So I was originally going to do just a regular how to organize your life. But somebody gave me the suggestion of making it more about like financial organization and a little bit about when you are living with your partner or like with a roommate and living together when you are a young couple. So I'm gonna kind of just incorporate all of that together. And yeah, if you don't want to listen to this, but you feel like you have to, stay, just stay. I am not perfect. I am not perfect. I have made mistakes. I have been through trials and tribulations and, you know, over and over again. But I think that's very normal and I want to be real with you guys. I don't want to make it seem like I am just so good at being organized. I don't want to make it seem as if this is like such a nice thing to do, paying bills and being organized with your life. No, it's not. It's not fun. If you guys are just looking for some tips and advice on financial organization in general, tips on when you're moving into a new apartment, a home for the first time, and yeah, all of that jazz, then just keep watching. When you first are going to move into an apartment or a new home, I really suggest not planning ahead too much. The reason I say that is because yes, you can budget all you want. You can, you know, look at what you make a month, what you both, if you live with a roommate or a couple, if you're a couple, you can look at what you guys make a month, monthly, but in the end, there's still gonna be a lot of things that are going to pop up that you're not going to expect, a lot of extra payments, bills that you're not gonna know how much they're going to be, hidden fees, and just things that are gonna pop up and you're not, you have to be ready for it. And you're not going to know that they're going to happen. So there's going to be a lot of things like that. What I mean is just don't think that you're going to know everything. So what I did is I just took our monthly incomes and I kind of just put aside what I already knew. So like what I wanted to spend on groceries, or how much I want to put aside to save, or how much I want to put aside for just trips and activities, you know, pleasure, those kind of things. Everything else, you don't know until that first month of bills come and that first month's rent comes. You don't know yet. You actually don't even know how much it's going to be when you first move in, because they tell you what's the down payment, they tell you what kind of things, but then sometimes things come up that they don't tell you right away, and they will tell you later that you owe this or you owe that, or you have. So just be prepared for anything. Don't think that you already know what you're going to spend your money on. So just be prepared for anything that can pop up. So that's my number one thing. The next thing I would say is that before you move out of your home, or if you're living with your parents, if you're moving out and you're moving in with somebody else, make sure that you get all your life documents together. Usually our parents have that for us while we are kids, but as an adult, you guys should take that with you everywhere you go. So what I did is, since I moved out with Ian, what we did is that we got a big filer and we put all our documents together. So he got his documents from his parents, I got mine from my parents, and we put them together. I put them all in here, which I plan to put it in this just because I feel like this is going to be better. I think this is breaking, but so we put everything in here and I separated them by tabs, so like by categories. So I have it all like this. I have apartment info, passports, taxes, medical, certificates, letters, loans, all that stuff in here in one and together. Now, it doesn't have to be together, obviously. If you're with a roommate, you know, you could just have your things separate, but have them with you. But like if you are planning to get married, if you're a couple living together and you plan on getting married, or you're just going to be living together and your finances are going to be the same, you know, the money is going to be the same, you guys are going to be sharing everything, If that's your situation, then I would really recommend just putting it all in one thing. It's very important for things like when you are going to the doctors, you need some kind of, you need specific paperwork. If you are like, you know, traveling, I have all our passports in here. Social security cards, all that stuff you should not have like in your regular wallet, just because you can lose that easily. So the very important documents, you should have them here at in your house in a very safe place, and in something like this where it's all organized and you can just pick it out when you need that document. If you can even put this like in a fireproof thing or waterproof thing, then that would be awesome too. I think we plan on doing that. I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm going to put it like in a waterproof, fireproof thing, but if you have that as well, you can do that too. So the next thing that I would recommend is to have like an agenda or a calendar so that you guys can write down your bills and your due dates and then mark them off as you pay them. Now, I'm the one that does that just because I have more time on my hands and I like organizing. I think that you should have something cute, like a cute calendar or a cute agenda, something that is appealing to the eye and that makes you want to open it and think about the bills. So what I have in one of my videos, if you watched my how to organize for wedding planning, when your wedding planning video, I'll link that up here if you want to see that, because I also use this for other things, but I also use this for my bills. And so what I do is that at the end of the month, I go into a month right here. So what I do is that at the end of each month, I go into a new month that we're going into, and I write down all our due dates, and so that I'm ready to pay all my bills for that month. I really like this idea just because it's visual, it's written down, it's there. You're always gonna have something to look back just in case you forget a due date. And I actually think that writing this down every month helps you remember them by heart. So when you think about those dates, just in case, to make sure that you're correct, you could just look back at this and make sure that it is due on that date, and then it just feels so good to pay your bills and then mark it off. Whoa, I told you I wasn't that organized. So then it just feels good to mark off your bills as you pay them off. I love doing this, and I like having an agenda rather than a calendar. I also mentioned this already, just because I can take this anywhere with me. If anything pops up, I can write it down. If I pay my bills when I'm not home, I have this with me and I can just mark it off as I go. Because if I don't mark it off right away, doesn't give me that same great feeling, and then, you know, I might forget that I paid it later on, and that's just not fun. So yes, I really recommend having a calendar or an agenda so that you can write your due dates on and then mark them off as you pay your bills. So one other thing that I recommend is that you know, you have all these billing statements coming to your house once you change your address, and once you connect all these utility bills, they're gonna send you all these paper bills, billing statements to your home. If you are not paying by check or in writing and you're just paying things off online on their websites or on their app, then just cancel that paper billing statements. So make it paperless billing statements. Just because you don't want all that junk coming in your mail, you don't want all that paper piling up for no reason. I hate junk, I hate clutter, so I try to get rid of papers if I don't need them as much as I can. So I canceled all those paper billing statements, and if I pay those bills on their app, or on their website, I just make it paperless, so that I don't have to have all of that mail coming in, and I just get the mail that's important. Because sometimes I get paper billing statements and then like 10 days after I already paid it. So it's just unnecessary junk that you have coming into your home, that if you don't need to have it, just cancel those paper billing statements. If you have a smartphone and you have a laptop, then it shouldn't be, you know, you should be probably paying them on the website or on the app anyways. So you don't really need all that stuff coming into your mail. Another thing is that when you're first moving in, you don't know exactly, like I said, you know, how much your bills are going to be. You don't know how much exactly your rent is going to be. There's a lot of hidden fees that come up and extra charges that you're not going to expect. So what I would say is that you first get your essentials. So like the things in the kitchen, like kitchen supplies, cleaning supplies, food, paper towels, toilet paper, all those things are very important that you should have right away as you move in so that you can survive. But when it comes to like furniture or extra things, you know, save that for later, or just do it little by little, because you want to get a feel first of how you're going to be spending your money and what your expenses are going to be during that month before you add extra expenses. Now it's raining. I'm sorry if you hear the rain, but also another thing that I recommend is to have all those bank apps and those utility apps on one folder on your phone. Obviously, some companies won't have an app. Like, I don't understand why KUA and Toho Water do not have an app. But just put all those in one folder. I call my folder Boss, because I'm the boss when I pay my bills. But I think that having them all in one folder and having the apps, it's just way easier to pay through an app rather than going on the website and paying through that. Going on your browser takes too long. It's so fast to just pay your bills through those apps, and then having them on one folder will help a lot. Just keep it organized. Do those little things like the agenda, having all those bank apps and utility apps on one folder. These little things are just gonna help you remember to pay your bills on time, and also just remember that you have bills. And the last thing that I would say is that life is not all about working to pay bills, working to pay bills. That's not what it's about. If you are in that situation where there's no other choice but to work and just pay bills, and you're not really doing anything, find a way. You always have to try to work towards a better life, a better situation. So always trying different ways to make that money so that you can live that life that you want in a way where you're not making it all about work. Because especially when you're young and you're a couple and you're living together and you have all these financial responsibilities, you don't want to make it all about that. And you work, you pay bills, you go to sleep, and then you wake up. That gets exhausting, and that's where stress comes in. That's where negativity comes in. So make sure that you're balancing everything out. Life is a balance, and you don't want to make life all about that. So you want to constantly be working towards a better life. What can you do to take some weight off your shoulders financially so that you guys can enjoy life? Because it's not all about work and money, and it's not all about that. There's a lot of things that I just couldn't say in the video. I couldn't go into too much detail about them just because it depends on the people's situation, the person. You know, everybody has a different situation. Everyone has a different financial situation. It's just completely different lives, that there's a lot of things that I can't go too into detail about because they're just too detailed. And so it might not be the same for a lot of people. So there's just some things that I couldn't talk about, but I hope that what I did talk about you can relate to your life and incorporate in your situation so that, you know, it was helpful. If I missed anything, please let me know. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below, or if you want to ask a more personal question, then you can just email me or message me. Please, please, please do that, because I am here for you. I am here to share knowledge, my experience with you guys. I am not perfect. I don't have it yet. I don't have everything down to the T yet. I don't know everything. So I'm just trying to be here and be real with you guys so that I can relate to more people. I don't want to make it seem like I am perfect and like I have a perfect life and that I know everything, because I do not. So please leave me any suggestions that you guys have for me for new videos. Again, any questions, comments, concerns about what I talked about in this video, comment down below or message me personally. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you guys again. I will see you guys in my next video. I'm kind of depressed now because I talked about all those financial stuff and those serious stuff, but it's okay. I will make the next video a little bit more fun. I need some wine after this video.